Alright, too
Stop.
late. I'll put it as starting soon.
All right, you put it as starting soon.
I don't know if that cuts our
so
mics out or not, though.
well, fuck. So what's the view? What are your bullet points?
I'm just gonna go along with whatever you're saying. Like I've watched quite a bit of it, but I
Quite a
have
bit of
very
it.
little point of view on the actual series itself.
But we're doing on how it relates to it. This is a who did it better type of thing, right?
That's if we were talking about the live action versus the anime, or if we were comparing two different live actions. This is more of just
But
an
I mean,
observation on Speed Racer itself and how well they made it. Like, considering the year it came out, which was 1967.
versus 1967 versus what? 2008?
I mean, they had another series called Speed Racer X back in 2002, and then they also had a series called Speed Racer The Next
Well, Speed
Generation
Racer X
in
is just about the
2008.
character. Speed Racer X is just about the character Speed Racer X,
Okay, well, still looks
who is his
better.
brother. Huh?
Still looks pretty good.
Spy Kids. Hold on, I need that. And you know why.
Anyways,
When did
alright,
this come
I'm
out?
going to the live
Hold on,
party.
I'm not ready yet. Jesus Christ. Settle your ass down. If you want me to stay on this and do it, settle down.
I refuse.
Well, how would your podcast be if you're just by yourself?
Honestly, I feel like a little bit better.
Okay, well then next week you should do it by yourself. See how, and then we'll just watch. We'll just fucking watch and see how it goes. Yeah, 2008.
I have all the listings right here. You've got also another 1993 series, The New Adventures of Speed Racer.
I haven't watched any of that. I watched the original.
Yeah, it looks like some hover car bullshit. Just based on the title. Picture. No, it's got tires, but it looks retarded as hell. It looks like The Adventures of Babysitting.
Hold on, I need to write down one more bullet point that I thought of. Okay, you saves the day. Alrighty. I got my 3 bullet points. Let's get it going, bitch. So, hold on.
Oh
I
my god,
am
you
going
just said
to.
go.
Hey, so there's. Okay, let's go. But wait.
But wait, there's more!
But wait, there's more. Let's get it going.
Fuck. I'm Sauce Master,
Fat Apache.
and together we are
Fat Master.
Fat Master. I totally was lazy on that one for once.
Wow. Get in the game, Tim Pool.
I'm. Anyways. I will not even dignify that with a response. Tonight we're going to be talking about Speed Racer. Unfortunately, we will not be joined by Becca. She had some engagements she had to take priority over this, and so it'll just be me and Fat Apache tonight. Hopefully the lack of feminine wiles will not turn you away from our podcast. Hopefully.
Hey, we need some feminine wiles in here.
Some feminine wiles.
Babe, we need some feminine wiles in here.
Oh god. Anyways, so we're
right,
talking about
feminine
Speed
wiles
Racer,
are coming.
as you can follow from my little picture here. And yes, we're gonna be. Yep. Yeah, there we go. There's some feminine wiles. I love that fat cat. Fat cat!
Hold up. Let's
I've
see if
been
you can read
craving
it
to
today.
snuggle some cat today. That cat is all about snacks.
He's like, get me out of here.
I love Fat Cat. I need to go love on her. Anyways, we're talking about the original Speed Racer. We're not talking about the live action series. We're not talking about the next generation. We're not talking about the adventures of. We're talking about Speed Racer, original circa 1967 release.
I showed him.
And
the live action.
I mean, I guess if you want to talk about the live action, because today.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the movie here.
No, we talked about the movie like 2 weeks ago.
Barely.
That was enough.
That was enough. I'm completely unprepared now.
Well, whatever. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make real quick is the fact that I will not be the main spotlight for this one. This is going to be all Fat Apache because Fat Apache is a racer fanatic. I will be here for commentary only.
I came here ready for the movie.
You can talk about the movie. That's completely fine.
Yeah, let's go with the movie.
I'm just trying to make a point that you are going to be the main focal point of this entire podcast.
All right. First off, then the Wachowskis. We know them. We love them. We all love the Wachowskis.
Mike Wazowski.
Fucking Neo. Huh?
The old Mike Wazowski.
So, they...
Mike Wazowski.
Okay. You're what?
I'm watching TV.
The cat will be fine in there.
No, she won't because she's going to need to poop.
Okay. Sorry.
Cat's got to poop when a cat's got to poop.
There's commotion back here. Sorry.
Okay.
All right. No, but so we got to look at it as it is a Wachowski, whatever the fuck skis. What else have they done before? They've done Matrix. They've done all sorts of little things like that.
Now, did they do the live action Matrix or did they do
live action?
Okay, I was thinking because if it's the animated Matrix, it was not that great.
Those are done by multiple different people and then pieced together. But they are all about storytelling, right?
Oh yeah, no, exactly. They come up with a storyline and they stick to it. It's pretty cohesive. You know, there's not a lot of
there's also
gaps there's not a lot of gaps in everything where they go to one scene and then it just doesn't make sense when they skip to the next.
Yes, they want the story to be smooth, make sense.
It's cohesive.
And always throw in some symbolism, everything like that. So, Speed Racer. Down with the big companies. I mean,
that's pretty much all Speed Racer is it's like we're a family business and we're gonna fight the big businesses.
Yeah, but I mean that's the right at this point. You know what? 2020. That's the right fucking way to take anything. Fuck it.
So I just want to say something real quick before I lose it. Why does I can't even remember his name. They just call him the president in the first couple episodes. I can't remember his actual name. It was the guy that was fighting with Speed's dad after he had like done his first race in episode 1. And I was looking at his huh?
That would be the one that you're looking at to compare him to is the Royal or whatever the hell the company was.
Like from the Speed Racer movie. But the thing that I want to point out is why does he look like Dick Dastardly? Like he straight up looks like Dick Dastardly from what is it called? The Wacky Races.
Hold on.
He looks like Dick Dastardly from Wacky Races.
The president of Apple, whatever the hell.
Mm-hmm. Like straight up, you give him a mustache and he's Dick Dastardly. He's got that pointy chin, that long nose.
Wait, are you? Hold on.
I'm talking about the anime. Episode 1.
Yeah, I know you are, but is he the one with the eye patch or the white-haired dude?
No. He's got black hair. He's the president. He's like the main president. Like, let's see. He first appears right after Speed is talking about how his dad won't let him go pro. And then they have this big argument about how he's developing this new engine, but the president's like, no, this and that.
I got you. Hold up. I need a picture. Well, what about, I don't have a picture. I can't find one now.
Well, regardless, I just wanted to point that out, honestly, because I loved Wacky Races, and I get a really big Wacky Races character design type from a lot of people in this show. Like, especially these like budget, underdeveloped bucktooth looking dudes.
You want the freaking budget on this? It's bad. Speed Racer budget.
$65.
Hold on.
A whole $65.
Hold on, TV show budget. Here we go. Well, Speed Racer was 120 million, which is actually kind of small for 2008, but the budget.
Wait, 2000? You're talking about the live action?
Yeah, I'm talking about the live action.
Okay, I'm talking about the anime from 67.
Yes, I understand. I'm looking for.
I was gonna say budget, like a couple million for an anime back in 67. Holy shit!
No. You want to know what their budget? You know what their budget was?
What?
80,000 for the entire time of the show.
I mean, that's not bad.
That's not great for multiple years. Hold on, that's for multiple years. There was a lot of
clean lines going on there. Clean
but
design.
That's for multiple years. The budget was 80,000 for the entire time. You're like, okay.
Well, how long did the series run? Because from what I saw, there was only really one full season, and I think it was only about 50 episodes. Let me pull it up again real quick because I had it up.
Man, you're making me look up a lot of stuff today. I guess it was only 1 year, but 80,000 isn't great. You got to pay everybody to voice act and everything else. That's pretty shit.
I mean,
and that's paying your director.
No, consider the year though.
But that's paying your director and everything.
Well, let's see. The dub series came out to 52 episodes.
Cool.
And the wow. How did the sub series come out to 50 though?
They probably had 2 filler episodes.
Oh, you know what? Never mind. Okay. The list I'm looking at is incomplete. It goes like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 27, 43, 50. So this is not the complete Speed Racer series subbed. So I think that the dub series is a little bit more complete. Honestly, so my source here is not very reliable,
to say the least. But yeah, so what's your viewpoint on between the two how well they did? That's my question to start with.
I mean, okay, so between the anime and the live action movie, they did a lot right between animation and kind of what would you call it? Kind of what is it? Where they do the and that kind of thing, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The actions and what.
Yeah, they did the actions, not the thing.
Yeah, no, they did that very, very well. And they definitely did very true to the characters. They didn't deviate a lot from how they, act and react in the story.
Especially Spittle.
I mean, that's pretty easy to nail.
Yeah. Annoying little brother. Got it. That's my voice. The
mechanic is what bothers me the most, though.
The mechanic?
Yes.
Well, what do you expect? That's what, 40 years difference?
No,
they had to modernize.
It's the fact that they kept him so stupid.
he wasn't. He's not stupid.
He's mechanically intelligent, but he's a
Yes.
fucking moron.
Yes, but he is a moron as well in the original.
Yeah, no, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it just
Oh,
kind of
okay.
bugs me because, like, when you think mechanic anymore, there's two
They're
stereotypes
usually-
for mechanic. It's either he's blowing smoke up your butt because he's trying to get the most money out of you, or there's he gives you all this mechanical whatnot that you have no idea what's going on, but he's true to his word and he's gonna get it like fixed. Like, he tells you all the information. Like,
Yeah.
my best example.
Your
the
flux
easiest
capacitor
example-
is going to. It's overdrawing just a little bit.
Yeah,
sir.
no. Well, okay. The simplest example is your car needs new blinker fluid versus your
Oh, this
quart
whole
low on
entire
oil.
anime. Hold on, this entire anime is full of blinker fluid.
Yeah, no. Absolutely. Totally full of
Absolutely.
blinker fluid. All the artists, the author, all full of blinker fluid.
But
They ran
you gotta
on it.
look at it. You gotta look at it. It's supposed to be in the future,
They're
obviously.
20,000 miles off their oil change, and they're full of blinker fluid.
Well, you gotta realize it's definitely made to be in the future.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I love...
About I'd say 100 years from our time. I think they were thinking 2100.
absolutely. I mean, just looking
So-
at... Okay, the first thing that I noticed that I knew that they were like, this is what the future is going to be like, was the racetrack. Because at
Yes.
first, I was like, hold
What?
up. Why is the racetrack at a 90-degree angle behind the racers? Like,
Because
if
you
you
want-
look at it, it
so you
straight
wanna know
up
the
goes up behind
Hold
the
up, hold up.
cars.
Hold up. You want to know the specs on the vehicles? You ready for this? They're able to get up to 700 kilometers an hour,
Which translates
Keep that in mind.
to...
which translates to you need to bank turns to hold that speed
It's just...
around
it-
any turn. The one thing I will
that's-
say, I will hate. What I hate is why the fuck do they have to spin every like 20 seconds? Like
I love the spin. Don't knock the spin. I do like the spin.
I mean, I get it. I understand. Obviously, vehicle technology is going to go forward, but the spins
Honestly-
bother me.
Okay, honestly, between talking about the live action back in 2008 versus the anime back in 1967, in 67 the spins were completely unnecessary because it was captivating in and of itself, just because it
Yeah.
was so ahead of its time in animation. In fact, anything that was broadcasted that style was ahead
Mhm.
of its time. But, you know, when you're talking 2008, there is so
That's
many
still-
things that are better.
Here's the thing, though. Their biggest thing when the Wachowski brothers were making it, they wanted visual dynamic. They wanted visual dynamics. That's what they were harping on. That's what they wanted. They wanted for it to be completely unlike anything you'd seen before. This actually was used as a way to when it came out, it was used to show how well the TV's like the contrast was working. This was used partway as to show, hey, this is how good. Look at the darks versus the lights.
You know what
People
really is crazy to
win
me
this.
is the fact that in 67 there was a very small amount of colored TVs, whether it be America or Japan, and yet they had the budget to completely color the series.
Colorize it.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I
That-
mean,
that,
you
that
can.
really blows my mind because
Here's
there's
the thing.
not a
You
lot
can
of
colorize.
studios that'll pay for that,
Here's
considering
the thing.
the
You can
demographic.
colorize though. You can colorize. They did it for Snow White and Seven Dwarfs.
Oh yeah. But
The
the thing
thing
about
is-
Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs was
Obviously, it wasn't over TV, but it was projection.
Yeah, but the thing is, with Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, that movie actually came out in theaters.
Yeah, but
You
I
didn't
mean,
have
that's,
people coming to theaters to watch every single episode of Speed Racer.
no, I know, but I'm just stating like they had that back then. But even if you don't have a colored TV at that time, you wouldn't be able to see the color, but you could see the contrast, which does work as well.
Yeah.
But that is part of the thing is they did colorize it. So the Wachowski brothers were like, okay, we're gonna go ahead and colorize this very vividly to help
I'm trying to think,
show,
what year
hey,
did Snow White come out?
fucking 23, 32, something like that. Old as
Hold on,
shit.
I'm gonna look this up real quick.
It was all hand drawn. I remember that.
Well, yeah, no, most Disney projects back in that time were
37. 37, a couple years before World War II.
good God.
Yeah.
And it was colored.
Yes. I mean, here. We come
Okay, I know this is a sidetrack, but I gotta give Disney props because they still are very ahead of their time.
Yeah, especially Pixar films.
Oh my God, don't even get me. Anytime Disney films are one thing, but you talk to me about Pixar films and I'm gonna start crying because Pixar films will kill you. They will literally kill you because they will make you cry in your heart.
Hold on. Up. Coming next.
No,
down.
Stop. Yeah, up. Are you ready to fucking cry from your butthole?
No. Up. The next movie in the series. Down.
Oh my God. Oh God. I can't even with Pixar movies because they will literally attack you where it hurts and it is so traumatizing, but at the same time you can't not watch it because it's not only relatable, but it's just so what is it? You just find yourself engrossed in it. Like you the story absorbs you as a person and you just cannot look away.
Agreed.
It drives me nuts.
But back to what was I talking about before we started?
You were talking about we started
the colorization.
It was comparing Snow White and the colorization and stuff like that.
Yes, so since it was actually one of the first ones out on on color TV all the time, and they wanted to make it very, very vivid, very, very, bright, spectacular. And I think they did a good job. Where they lacked was the fucking goddamn CGI when they're...
Well, honestly, when it came to CGI, they were kind of like right in the budget. Because they did
Spy
the same
Kids
thing
was better.
that every
Spy Kids was better.
Huh?
Spy Kids CGI was better. And they made
okay, sorry, I keep getting confused because we're like comparing the anime and the live action. So you're talking about the live action right now.
I'm talking live action.
Okay.
CGI in 2001 Spy Kids was better. While they were in the not the factory, but the building where Royal Corp or whatever it's called. You can agree.
You can't just specify it to one point, because if we were talking about the live-action movie, the entirety of Spy Kids back in 2001 was better than the CG that they had going on for the entire Speed
No,
Racer
not
movie.
for the entire thing. No, the actual vehicle's CGI was great for 2008. Considering it is still supposed to be cartoony.
Okay, I will separate it into this. The vehicle,
great.
Aces. Backgrounds,
terrible.
Good God, I want to vomit. Like,
I was laughing.
Stick a spoon or a finger down my throat and make me gag so that I can get this toxic background out of my system. Good Lord. Like, just even the first 5 minutes of the background in the first scenes of the movie, where it's these, like, crazy, pukey color brights in the background of flowers and grass and whatever. It looks like some kind of, like...
That's okay. That's okay. That fits. Hold on.
That was bad.
Hold on. That fits perfectly with the style of the original, right?
It was so bad.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when they're in the building, driving around on the golf cart, and everybody's zooming around them. That's the worst CGI.
That's fine.
No,
I'm talking about the first 5 minutes when they're in that neighborhood.
No. The first 2 minutes is great. It fits with the actual style of the original. That fits stylistically.
I'm talking about when they're driving through the neighborhood. Where everything looks like it's made of shiny bubble gum.
But that fits with the style.
No.
Yes.
Like if you're talking about
It
the
fits with
factory
the-
or the race,
It fits
that's
with
fine.
the initial.
But when
it
they were
fits with the
driving through
initial
their own
style.
neighborhood, that
Hold
looked
on.
like hot
That
garbage.
fits with the initial 1967 style. That would fit perfectly in. That is the modern adaptation of that. What is not the modern adaptation, which they did terribly, was while they're in the building with freaking golf cart and everyone's zooming around them. It's terrible. It's terrible. Everything else fits stylistically. That does not.
I don't know.
I
The
understand what
background
they're
when they were
going with.
driving through their neighborhood after the race
It's supposed to
was
fit.
terrible to me.
It's supposed to fit. It actually fits pretty well.
Honestly, when they were in the
Honestly, it
factory,
fits.
it looked way better than the hot garbage.
No,
I
it
saw.
looked terrible. I wanted to freaking die with that. Stylistically, the other scenes are fine.
They needed more
the one where
scenes
they're in
with
the factory.
Pops.
Huh?
They needed more scenes with Pops.
With Pops?
Yeah.
They had enough.
I feel like they needed more because when I was watching the original anime, there was a lot more scenes with Pops than there were with the movie.
kid and the monkey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but you gotta see, you gotta look at it. What was their audience there?
Children.
Young kids. Young kids.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, I understand that, you know. Well, no, never. I'm gonna backtrack here. The character design for Pops was, you know, he's the car designer, he's the dad, he's the patriarch, he's the guy that's in charge of this family. But when you come to the kid, or whatever his name was, and the monkey, Chim Chim.
Spittle and Chim Chim?
Spittle. Fucking spittle on a bib. He had a very one-dimensional character design. It was, I'm gonna get in everyone's way and hide in the trunk.
Hold on, though. What I do have to say doesn't have to do with the kid, but it does have to do with Chim Chim. In the original show, who comes to save the day? Chim Chim.
Yeah.
I loved it. That at the end of the time, who saved the day was Chim Chim.
Honestly, I kind of feel like the girlfriend should have been more involved in the saving the day.
Yes, but she was also trapped on the ground too.
Also,
if she were up in the air still, she could have also saved the day.
Also, this is just my Danny Phantom side talking, but she should have been more hot goth.
It fits with the character model.
I think she could have been a hot goth and still had that same character design.
No, because it's bright, it's happy, it's not hot goth. No hot goth allowed.
Hot goth.
No hot goth allowed.
Goth.
No,
hot
it doesn't
goth.
work.
Hot goth.
Cole, it does not.
Hot
no.
goth.
No sauce. It does not work.
Hot goth.
It does not
hot
work
goth.
with the story. Hot pocket.
Nickelodeon has spoiled me and made me into a hot goth entrepreneur. If there's a hot goth in an anime, you better damn believe I'm gonna be into her.
What, were you into like Mandy and Billy and Mandy or something? And then Kim Possible as well.
Way too young.
But
Billy
Kim
and Mandy
Possible's...
was like an elementary school thing. I'm talking like Danny Phantom. I'm talking like
Kim Possible as well. Is that what
Shigo. I'm all about Shigo, man. Holy shit. Shigo, come to my house. I will fucking pamper you.
You gonna suck her toes too?
Huh?
Is that what you're gonna do? Are you gonna suck her toes too? Are you gonna simp for her? Are you gonna simp for her?
I'm gonna simp the shit out of her. Fucking, she is my queen. Trying to think what other goth characters we got going on
as
here.
She smacks your ass and pegs you.
No, what is what is her name from Total Drama Island? I mean, there's plenty of goth characters, not just on Nickelodeon, but Cartoon Network, Comedy Central. I mean any
Disney
animated series that had a goth girl, they were like the main focal point for interest, and I was all about it.
Hold on, Total Drama Island would have been too young for you as well.
No, that would have been about the right age.
Gwen?
Yeah. In fact, by the time
When the
Total Drama
X-Files-
Island came out, she would have been older than me because I'm pretty sure she would have been in her 20s and I was like 16.
That
Oh
one.
yeah, yeah, with that thick goth booty.
All right,
Fat
back
Cat's
to
with
Speed
me.
Racer. No, she's trying to get up and get cuddled again, even though she jumped off just a second ago. Do you hear her in the background?
Yeah, I freaking hear her. She's loud as hell. So I honestly I didn't get too far in the series. I wasn't able to really get into like Racer X and kind of that other stuff. So could you talk about that a little bit?
Racer X, what I can say about that is they did a good job. I never got far enough into the series to know if he actually told him he was his brother or not. So they did a great job.
So
on
wait,
him,
was
though.
that just a thing that they did in the movie then? Or was he actually his brother in the series?
Did you finish watching the movie?
I
Because then you'd understand.
I finished watching the movie.
No, you didn't then. He
I
never
know
tells him.
I know in the movie that it was his brother. He got plastic surgery. But
Yeah.
what about, I'm talking about the series from 1967.
I didn't get far enough into it.
Dude, you were my main focus. You were the...
I
You're the Speed
understand. I
Racer
never
guy. Come
finished the
on.
series. I never finished the series. But I
let you
love
pick the I let you pick the topic and everything, and you're like,
I
I
love-
didn't finish it.
I love the Speed Racer movie though. It fits very well. That's why I picked
I know
it.
you love the Speed Racer movie because you've nonstop defended it.
Yes, I will continue.
And
defending it.
I will give you
Other
I will
than-
give you this.
Other than the scene in the dang in the building where they're riding around the go-kart, I will
so
not
obsessed
defend
with
that.
the company.
So
I will give
also,
you this. I will give you this. The movie itself was very accurate to the original Speed Racer series. The animation, considering the year, could have been a lot better. At least 60 to
but
70%
it's
better.
stylistic.
Stylistically, they were on the right track. But
I
they
think
did
they're
not
almost
get
on
a
point.
proper budget to really go
They
where
got
they needed to
120
go.
million. I was gonna say they only got $120 million, which actually surprises me that they got that much.
I did.
To
Well,
be honest.
honestly, it surprises me that they even got that much, and that's how they kind of
Yeah.
came out. Because I've seen they must have just had some really bad text or something. Because I've seen people that have even less of a budget nowadays, and they make some pretty
Yeah, but it's easier.
realistic shit.
But it's easier to these days. This
Yeah,
is
I mean that's
12 years
true,
ago.
but at the same time, like you put in enough effort, even with the gadgetry you had back then, 100 million.
hold on. You're also taking into account Pixar is still way ahead of its time and they have proprietary stuff. I think mentally you're taking into account Pixar is way ahead. They're
I
still
just
way
want to
ahead.
watch Ants. Thinking of Pixar, I want to watch Ants.
Ants was terrible CGI, great movie. Great CGI for the team. Amazing CGI for the time, but they have some pretty shitty CGI overall.
Ants is
Going
my
back.
favorite movie about ants.
I like
It is
Bugs Life better.
It is better
Bugs
than
Life
a
is
Bug's
better.
Life.
No, Bugs Life is better.
It is better than a Bug's Life.
Okay, have you seen all the knockoffs of A Bug's Life?
Yes, I have, and they're fucking
It's
terrible. God.
Oh, bad.
I love I love knockoff movies. They're my favorite thing to make fun of. Knockoff movies are literally my piece de resistance. I cannot not watch them.
or anything with NATO in the tile.
Yep. Yep, absolutely.
Or Tremors as the title.
Tremors. Oh, dude, don't even get me started about Tremors. I love all Tremors. You know they just came out with the finale of the Tremors series on Netflix. They finally made the last one. Or at least that's my own intuition speaking, is that that's
Hold
the
on.
last one because they
How?
got rid of
How are
the
they
most
done?
influential character in the entire Tremors series.
Who? Burt Reynolds? Wait, Tremors: A Cold Day in Hell or Shrieker Island?
Shrieker Island.
I've never even seen A Cold Day in Hell.
It is Cold Day in Hell is the second to last movie. Shrieker Island is the newest one on Netflix. It is.
How many are there now? Are there more than
There
there
is
are
a
Fast and the
total.
Furious?
Let me think. Hold on. 3. I think there's a total of 7 movies, if I'm counting correctly.
Oh my God, that hurts, Cat.
Because you have the original 3 movies that came out back in the 90s and early 2000s.
Okay, so I'm seeing
and then
seeing
you
4
have
or
the
5.
old Western version
7.
1.
There's 7.
7.
There's 7 because A Cold Day in Hell came out. Like literally, there were 11 years between 4 and 5.
And it's not Burt Reynolds, it's Burt Gummer.
Burt Reynolds.
It's not Burt Reynolds, though. He's not Burt Reynolds.
He's supposed to be that character, though.
No,
Yeah.
his
He's supposed to
character
be
is
that.
Burt Gummer. And
But
this
he's
was his
supposed to
last.
be.
This was his last movie. I won't tell you why because it's a spoiler.
Well, obviously he dies because that's basically what you said. I won't spoil it for you, even though I spoiled it for you.
Yeah, no, way to spoil it.
You're like the people that spoiled freaking Infinity Wars for me.
Honestly, Infinity Wars.
No, I got 3 things spoiled for me. Iron Man dies.
We all knew that
Black
was coming,
Widow dies. Yes, we knew that was coming. But I didn't know Black Widow was gonna die.
Yeah, no, that was definitely a surprise.
And then there was one other thing. There are 3 things ruined for me, and it kind of ruined the movie, but I still loved it. But again, back to Speed
I
Racer.
remember having to pee so bad watching that whole movie.
Hey, you had to stick around for the whole thing.
I absolutely had
I would have
to.
peed in a damn bottle to fit.
Did we sneak Taco Bell into that movie? I'm pretty sure we did.
Yes, of course we did.
That was a good movie. God, I wish movie theaters were open in our area.
I don't.
Dude, I need a recliner seat and a Jack and Coke slushie.
All right, let's get back to freaking.
Well,
we keep getting off
okay.
the
We're
Speed
about
Racer.
at the 40-minute mark here, so let's talk about Speed Racer for another 5 or so minutes, and then we'll get over to
and then get into your mother's
binge buy trash and our Saucy's pick.
All right, so what did we last talk about though?
So we were talking about kind of just the budget, basically.
Budget was terrible.
Yeah, no, the budget was
It
that.
didn't
You said it
help.
was 100 million.
No. 120 million.
120 million.
All right, so you ready for this?
Honestly, for an
Hold on,
anime adaptation, that's not terrible though. Even if it was 2008, that's a lot of money.
Hold on, let's go look at how much Dragon Ball Evolution got. Oh yeah, wasn't it like 80 million?
Yeah, but they even had a better budget, and it was made about the same time.
Evolution budget. I hate even looking at this.
Yeah, I know, right?
30 million. Never mind. They had a terrible budget. I remember.
Yeah, they had a $30 million budget, and they still did better.
And they used no CGI for the most part. The whole entire movie was CGI. They had everything painted on. They used a lot of costuming. Okay, so you're saying Uzara was a good CGI?
Uzaru.
Uzaru was a good CGI? Fucking check yourself, buddy. That was not a good CGI.
I totally forgot Dragon Ball.
All right.
What do they call it again? Dragon Ball what?
Evolution.
I totally forgot the title because it's so just not even in my ballpark of
All right, hey,
wanting to
I want to talk
remember.
about one last big point.
2009. Okay, so this came out a year after
What came out a year after?
Dragon Ball Evolution.
Came a year after, yes.
Yes.
And they had terrible CGI because the only thing that they used CGI on was the monkey, and it was terrible.
They use a lot more CGI than you think, but it still came out better looking. But the fact, here's the difference.
but
Here's
that's
the difference.
stylistic.
Here's the difference. With
One
Dragon
fits
Ball
the style, the other
Evolution,
doesn't.
They focused on energy waves and ki, which is basically distorting air. So they focused
Which
on
is really
distorting
easy to CGI.
picture versus creating an entire CGI background
And world.
and
And
world.
vehicles.
So that's your two differences.
That the whole movie was CGI for the most part. They did a good job with the budget.
They also Dragon Ball Evolution did better because they chose a better production value. If you look at Speed Racer, they did not record this on a good film. Like, however they recorded this movie was very low quality and very low budget. Like, they did not spend a lot of money on the equipment. They spent most of the money on probably paying off people to play this movie.
I think you're watching it in shitty quality.
I mean, I watched it in standard, which would have been what they came out with in 2008.
No, I watched it in HD.
It was still bad. It was too bright. The colors matched too hard.
It was supposed to be
the colors
bright.
didn't even match hard at all. The colors were so fluorescent that they didn't even go together. It was like watching line on line.
Sir, they're supposed to be. It fits with what they were trying to do and what they were doing. It fits with the style.
I don't think it really did.
It really does.
I watched quite a bit of the old Speed Racer, and they did nail how it would go down, but they did not nail the quality. Like, I'm trying to think of the best way to describe this. It was
All right, I'll give you
it didn't
130
match
million
up properly.
Hold on, I'll give you 130 million. You don't hire anybody, and you figure that out yourself with 130 million. Do it yourself with 130 million.
Yeah, no. Let me call up my best buddy Trump.
Nope. You got to do it yourself with 130
No,
million.
I'm talking about to get that loan, because I know for a fact you ain't got that 130 million. If you had 130 million, I wouldn't be living in a studio apartment.
You're saying you'd be my baby back bitch?
I'd say you'd be my sugar daddy, and I am not proud enough to not admit that I wouldn't do that. You're my sugar daddy, and I know for a fact if it was the other way around, I know for a fact if it was the other way around, you'd do the same thing.
Well, I've told you, depending on the amount, you would get a decent amount.
Honestly, I don't even care about the amount. If I win 50 million, I'm still probably going to give you half.
Don't give me half. Give me 10 and I'll be set. Okay, whatever 20% is.
Honestly,
well,
dude,
no,
I just
give me
want
15.
If I ever were to win
15%.
an absorbent amount of money, the first thing I would do is take care of my family and friends. Make sure no one was in debt. Everyone's homes were paid off.
There's one group of people that we have that we would just give them a monthly allotment, though.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, because
we know exactly who we're talking
They're
about.
terrible with money. They'd be like updating their consoles and shit, and be like, "Bro, I gave you this money to fucking pay off your credit card bills. Why are you doing this shit?"
Although that would be one of the first things I would do as well, but that'd be reasonable. But I'd also be like, okay, where do I actually know how much I owe.
First things I would do is pay off my debts. Then I'd start spreading the money.
Sorry, Kat. She made an appearance.
I didn't even see her. Anyways, so we're kind of at that mark.
Hold on. There's one more thing I have to talk about that
Go
we
ahead.
haven't even touched.
All right, go ahead.
All right. So the fact that the whole movie is completely anti-big company, right? You'd agree with that.
It's kind of like
Small business.
It's small business versus Walmart.
So it's small business versus you. Even if you're a small one, if you put all your heart into it, type of thing, you can prevail with more heart, more soul, more work.
With the heart of the
Stop
cards.
grabbing! Oh my god, I'm gonna throw you down. Oh, she keeps jumping.
Believe in
up.
the heart of the cards, basically.
Yes. So my thing is, that is actually pretty spot on with the original show as well. Like, obviously, it's not big corporation versus little guy. It's big race team versus small race
They
team.
really did capture that energy, though. If I even look back to just the first couple episodes, it was very like small business versus big company energy.
Yes, I have watched the final couple of episodes of Speed Racer, and I will say they captured the freaking show very well with that. Very, very well. Like it's unbelievable. The Wachowski brothers, when they do their stuff, they put their heart and soul into it. And they've only done like probably 10 movies altogether or something like that. They haven't done a lot. But they do whenever they do anything, they do a very good job with it. And they do everything they need to. Oh my goodness. So what's our binge by trash?
So, okay, our binge by trash for today is Saga of Tanya the Evil, Overlord.
Saga of Tanya, gotcha.
Yeah. You're gonna fucking bug me about that forever. It's Tanya. I don't know
Tanya.
what weird backward ass country that you're from that you say Tanya.
Oh,
but
the
it's
United
Tanya.
States.
Even in the U.S., you ask 1 million people in the U.S., less than 20% are gonna say Tanya.
Hold
I
on.
guarantee
Ask anybody
that.
from around. Ask anyone from my town that I'm in currently. They're gonna try to sound it out, and it's gonna
Well,
be
yeah,
Tanya.
because where you're at is full of a bunch of fucking credit-owing redneck trash.
Oh, I was talking about the meth heads, but
Well, you know what? Anyone that lives in your town is terrible. Anyways,
thanks.
Overlord, Tanya the Evil, and RE0 Kara so-and-so other. Because the title is kind of long, but they mostly it's referred to as RE0
Something about
Kara.
starting from zero is in the title.
Yeah. So, if you're unfamiliar with these, you've got Tanya, Saga of Tanya the Evil, reincarnated Japanese manager from Japan who does not believe in God, is reincarnated as a little girl in another world that's kind of... it's designed like Germany basically, but during like World War I or World War II, but there is a sense of magic in the world. So characters in this series
That
can
explains
fly,
how they
use
got as far as
explosive
they
magic, magical armaments, things like that. And the only way that she or he can survive is, by either following the instructions of God, who he has constantly said is just some kind of mysterious being. It's not God, it's not a deity, it's something like that. Like, he's constantly fighting the concept of a higher power, and he has to survive in this world. And then you have Overlord, another reincarnation series, where the main character is just, some typical human being. He's nothing special, he's not a manager or anything, he's just a normal worker bee who is in love with an online video game similar to, I want to say, Sword Art Online, where you're basically becoming the character through a VR experience, and he decides that he is going to stay in his game until the very last minute, until the server shut down, which ends up becoming his kind of revival into the character he created in the game, into a world that's, possibly centuries later, based on the video game world he was playing in. And so he's kind of like going through it, trying to conquer the world or something. Like, he's just trying to survive and find his friends. But it's a very gory and honestly pretty cool series. And then you have RE0 Kara, again, another reincarnation series. This one came out just a few years ago. Honestly, it's my favorite out of the three, I'd say, just for the fact that it has a lot of graphic overtones. There's a lot of mind play into it, and I love the expressions. Like, it is a huge mind fucker. I like it.
Language sauce.
Yeah. It's too late for that, Apache. Too late.
18 and over.
So honestly, I'm gonna go ahead and throw mine in because since I just did the, whole descriptions.
Real quick,
Yeah.
I have a service announcement.
Yes.
This is rated for IM, as in immature. All right, continue.
So my ranking is definitely going to be Tanya the Evil as my. Oh, actually, you know what? I just made this very hard for me, kind of like last week, actually, because I love all three of these series, and the only reason I picked them for this topic is just for the fact that they all kind of follow the same stereotype, and you'll actually see a reference to these animes in each other. In Saga of Tanya the Evil, there's a reference to Overlord in the background of episode 2. So I'm gonna have to go with Saga of Tanya the Evil just as trash because I do love the series, but the fact that there's only the one season and a movie, and there hasn't been a whole lot of chapter updates, that's gonna put it in my trash category. Binge is definitely got to be RO Zero Kara. Because I am constantly just in love with watching the main character constantly die and reincarnate in that same world. And Overlord is definitely a buy just because the storyline is very consistent and I enjoy all the character development and all of just the character designs themselves.
Mine is set with Tanya to trash. Just because of the name.
Tanya.
Tanya.
He wants me to come over IRL and just smack him.
No, but I don't know. I couldn't trash either Overlord or ReZero. That's why. That's why I had to. It's not something that I've seen before. Both I've seen barely of ReZero, but I did like it. And it's just funny because normally when you have a reincarnation, you have one chance, and in this one you have multiple.
I mean, that's the case with ReZero, definitely, but with Overlord, there's been no actual. Well, there's been one character death, but they did get a second chance, but it wasn't the main character, so.
I just mean in ReZero though that. Yeah. So, I'm gonna trash Tanya.
Yeah.
I'm gonna binge Overlord and ReZero. I'm gonna buy because I think honestly for me, I think it's gonna end up being better, especially since there's multiple series.
Well, I mean, you've got Overlord has got about 3 seasons, and it's 2 seasons for ReZero Kara right now. Or no, I think actually those 2 are even. I think it's 3 seasons apiece.
Yeah, but I think there's more. Like you said, there's multiple ReZero. Yeah. So. There's more to go there.
Oh, and actually, I just found out recently there is an Overlord movie. I have yet to watch it, but I will definitely give my opinions on it later on, once I get through watching it.
Gotcha.
I believe it's either a transition into one of the previous seasons or into the new season. I'm not sure yet.
Gotcha. I was gonna say I'm definitely gonna binge Overlord and then buy ReZero though.
Which you can binge Overlord on Hulu. Unfortunately, they did remove season 2, so you will have to find other sources for that one.
I was gonna say I'm sure you've seen the ads. Remember on AFK Arena you can try your own.
On AFK Arena. Go ahead and play a game and not play it actually, and then we're going to make you pay to play later on, even though you're not actually playing at all, because we told you didn't have to.
I don't think you actually have to pay to do anything.
Oh, no, you absolutely do. As soon as you get far enough into the game, everything's pay and play now. There's nothing that's not pay and play anymore.
There's one that actually, I can't remember what it is game-wise, but literally they don't have a store. They have no ads, and that's it.
I find that extremely hard to believe.
There's no store other than no ads, and the ads
give me the name, and I'll check it out, and I will find out whether that's true or not.
It's kind of one of those things. No, I have it downloaded on here somewhere, but literally, there's no store other than no ads. I mean, it's $20 for no ads, but
I mean, that's what I do for some of my other apps where if you want to watch something for, a certain amount of time, they're like $20 for a year and you'll never have ads and you'll have continuous play time.
yeah,
I can do that.
that's reasonable. That's supporting.
Yeah.
That's supporting rather than getting the ad time and being annoyed as hell and not playing the game.
Honestly, ads are completely irrelevant in our time.
What are you talking about? They're the most relevant. Let me go to my news feed real quick and see how often they pop up. Hold on, real
They're
quick.
the most relevant because they're the most annoying. That's the only reason.
Here's how it is. All right, so 1, 2, 3. Oh, ad. 1, 2, 3. Oh, ad. Let's go to Facebook.
Oh, don't even get. We're getting way past our threshold.
Hold on, real quick.
There.
1, 2. Oh no, second one was an ad. 1, 2, 3. Ad. 1, 2, 3. Ad. No shit. Look it up. Down with big business. That's what this is. That's what this podcast was about.
No, down with spam.
Agreed.
Anyway, so
spam.
Now that we've kind of talked about our binge buy trash, it is time for
our ratings.
Saucy's pick.
Oh, how about we do our ratings in Saucy pick? We got to rate.
Okay, yeah, I'm down with that. We'll do a rate real quick.
I'm gonna do 2 separate ratings. Or 3 separate. 1 for sticking to the story.
Wait,
I want you to do this
too. About Speed Racer?
Yeah, so
Okay.
Sticking to the original. Second one will be, or third will be overall. Second one will be, so sticking to story overall. What was the second one that I had? I should have wrote this down because it was important. And then we'll go visual. So sticking to story because it is a live action adaptation type thing. Visual and then overall. Or we can do sticking to story, independent, and then overall. So like sticking to story of the original, it's independent rating and then overall rating.
I agree with Fat Cat. Get on with it.
All right, so sticking to story, I give it a 93 because it does stick damn perfect to the original.
I'm gonna
There
say
are a
85.
There's some things here or there. But it's definitely a very good homage to the original.
I'm definitely giving it an 85 because I feel like there's some inaccuracies that should be pointed out.
Okay, independently, I give it an 85 just for it on its own. Say you're coming from nowhere.
I'd agree with that.
Like, yeah, if you have no background, you're kind of going to be like, oh, it's pretty good, but I'm sure the masses. Oh my God, she is scratching the hell out of me. Get the fuck down. Independently, I'm sure the masses would not agree. If someone, you know what I mean.
Right.
I am biased a little bit on that. Overall, I give it an 82 though, because it was made for kids. It wasn't made for adults.
Right.
The people that originally watched Speed Racer, most aren't alive, or majority are not alive or cared about it enough to watch Speed Racer.
True.
Again. Or they're probably like, I don't want to watch this because they're just going to ruin it.
Yeah. There's that whole demographic thing, kind of like with Dragon Ball Evolution. It's kind of the same deal.
Oh, Dragon Ball Evolution is yeah. I don't think people would want to watch it if they thought it was going to be another DBE. Yours, go for it.
I mean, I basically agreed with most of yours except for the first one.
Gotcha. Fair enough. Alrighty, now Saucy's pick.
Saucy's pick.
I still get an A minus.
Whatever. So for my pick today, I kind of chose an oldie. This is a series that started running in 1995. It's still running to this day. It's got about half as many chapters as One Piece because it's just kind of it's not a very highly funded project. It's serialized by a series called Young Champ. It is an ecchi martial arts fantasy There's action, comedy, drama, romance in it as well. It is titled Ruler of the Land. This is a Chinese martial arts, basically. Like, I mean, if you want to really put it down to specific roots, it is a martial arts manga. Or I guess you can't say manga, it's a mana, because it is developed in China. It's a Chinese-based martial arts. And honestly, if you look at the topography and the journey itself, it's definitely China itself. You've got your main characters. The main character, which actually I totally forgot the main character's name. Hold up, let me bring this up real quick. Because I was rereading some of the series here, and I thought it would be a good pick because it's a very fair series, because it's not a male-oriented manga. It's got a very strong female character. It's got a strong male character. It's very balanced. So you've got your main character,
I'm looking at
Bai
this
Quang Han. He is the master of the dragon sword. He has a very natural talent, and he's going on a journey. He's notorious for hanging on pretty women, but he's going on a journey to become stronger. And his master is someone who is highly regarded in China. He's known as a sword master, and it kind of follows the kind of historical guidelines of you've got regular China, and then you've got the martial arts world referred to as God, what is it? Miram. Like, so you've got regular martial artists that are just kind of subpar, and they're like what regular people recognize as martial artists, and then you've got Miram or Miriam. I don't know how to actually pronounce it, where these are these top martial artists that understand ki and the mysteries of the universe, and they're able to create their oon energy as attacks and things like that, kind of like Chinese cultivators.
As attacks, not as attacks. I was like, what?
So basically, you have a guy that says flaming sword style, and he's just swinging a sword, and then you've got someone from Miram who says flaming sword style, and a literal flame develops around his sword and burns his enemy. Those are your kind of two differences.
I understand that, but I misunderstood it as a tax, as in like you're getting taxed. I'm like, what?
Yes, you're absolutely getting taxed.
Sorry, I misheard.
Yeah, no, I get you. I said it weird. And then you have your other main character, who is Hua Ren Dam. I don't know if I'm saying it right. I don't know if I'm ever saying any of these names right, but she is the main female lead. She is kind of who the main character starts following around. She's actually who's depicted here in this chapter 1 photo that I have here set up. And she's a very strong martial arts master, or developing master, and I'm pretty sure she beats on him pretty good to where it's even a tie. And she turns out to be like the daughter of this even greater martial artist, who I think is referred to as the Sword Saint of some sort. And you go through this whole series, you find out both of their backgrounds, you find all these other characters. It's very based around not only just growing as a martial artist, but at these martial arts artifacts. Like there's the dragon spear, and the dragon sword, and some kind of spear and an armor, cherry blossom sword. Like there's all kinds of these like mysterious relics that came from Miram. And they're, either trying to master them or just try not to get taken over by them, because they have their own kind of like spiritual personalities and they can corrupt you. Kind of deal. But it's a very interesting martial arts series. And surprisingly, considering since it came out in 1995, it's very, not gender biased. Like everyone's for a game, and everyone's, if you're in martial arts, you're a fairly strong person. Like this is a good series for all around anybody.
Gotcha.
And you could follow it either for like the main male lead or the main female lead. Doesn't matter. They follow both fairly well. And again, they're at 583 chapters.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, they're about 400 chapters behind One Piece, and One Piece started before they did. But at the same time, that's still a lot.
Yeah. I don't care who you are. If you got over 300 chapters,
Yeah, I was going to say, if a company's willing to serialize you for over 500 chapters, you're doing something right, and you got a good series. And, you know, I also have up here, you know, the author here, and the artist, which I'm not going to even try and butcher their names because I actually kind of respect their story and how well they drew and wrote this story. So I'm not going to try and butcher their names, but you can read them here on the screen. But yeah, definitely check it out. It's definitely a worthwhile series, and if you got a lot of time on your hands and you don't have a lot to read anymore right now, definitely check it out.
I might.
Yeah. And honestly, I'm gonna say this indefinitely. The art style, like I know what you're thinking when you see the art style here. It's kind of like oil painty, and I don't know the other word to describe it, but it's a lot more detailed and a lot more crisp than what you're looking at here on the title. Like, this is more of a pretty fantasized version of the character. Kind of like a lot of series do when they do like character art. They're like it's very fancy and overproduced.
Sorry.
So yeah, no, definitely check it out. Ruler of the Land. You can check it out on just about any website or you know, app that has manga. I've checked it out on multiple different sources. I've seen it on Manga Man, Manga Reader, Manga Top, Manga Zone if you're running Android, because Android doesn't run Manga Man yet. So yeah, definitely check it out.
What are you talking about? We can get Apple stuff.
Yeah, no, I know you can get Apple, but Manga Man and Manga Zone are made by the same developer, and so they haven't, for some reason, made Manga Man on Android quite yet. They're still running Manga Zone on Android. So, anyways, that's my Saucy's pick, and you know, just in general, I'm gonna give this like a 8 out of 10. I like this series. In fact, I've reread it a couple times, and you know, I have over 700 to 800 different manga that I have in my favorites between all my apps. So, you know, that's saying something if I'm giving it that high of a score and I've reread it. So, definitely give it a check out. But that's all I've got. So
yeah, it's time to raid your is it time to raid your mother's liquor cabinet now?
Yeah, no, it's time to raid my mother's liquor cabinet, so we're going to end it here tonight.
Alrighty.
I am Sauce Master.
Fat Apache.
Together we are
Fat Master.
And we're going to end it here tonight. You have a good night. Check it out. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll check you later. Have a good night. Dude.